pronounce everybody's names right. Okay, I'll have to pronounce your name. There's a Melissa. MacArthur. Okay. There's a Greg.
Sun guard.
Sungard.
Yeah, like guarding the sun.
Jeff Walker. Suzanne Draper. Okay, thank you.
Did I? Is my name make that on the second sheet? Yes. Okay. I think she'll just like. Well, I What? Right, like.
Yeah. I mispronounced everybody's name right here. North people, okay.
Can I see that later?
Want me to sign it?
Yeah, somebody's running 2 minutes late.
Oh, I said I got started on next door, right? Yeah, but just 2 hours. I got a couple. I always did. Not to replace. And some people who are signed up for that, they have all my contacts. They have my just don't sign up for this thing.
No, I totally get it.
One lady just said, so 2 years, it's all about taxes. No, I just didn't. She didn't. Not really. And there, where they send out letters. There's a lectionary that goes on. There's no toilet. Swimming is really important.
Okay.
That is? That's my name. My name is Jerry.
This meeting is now called to order. Roll call, please.
Mr. Borland? Mrs. Bullock? Here. Mrs. Johnson? Here. Mr. Street?
Here.
Mrs. Van Meter? Here.
All right, thank you. This evening we have one starter in attendance. It is Mr. Logan Kucharski, Troop 78 from Discovery Canyon High School. Logan, if you come up to the front podium and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, that would be fantastic.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Donovan, are there any addendums to the agenda?
There were some updates to the agenda. The board was notified of these earlier.
Okay, great, thank you. Members of the board, are there any items you wish to move from either the superintendent's consent agenda or the board's consent agenda? Okay, thank you. May we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Bullock? Aye. Mrs. Johnson? Aye. Mr. Street?
Aye.
Mrs. Van Meter? Aye.
Great. Board quote. Mrs. Bullock.
All right, our quote today is probably pretty apt for today. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much, by Helen Keller, and I do believe in that.
Okay. Did your one last time? Mrs. Cortez, do we have anyone signed up to speak to the board this evening?
We do, actually. We have, first person, we have 15 people in total.
Okay.
The first person is Francis S.C.
Okay. At this time, we welcome any members of the public who would like to address the board to do so. Thank you for being here tonight. In the interest of respecting the time of all who are present, speakers are to limit their remarks to 3 minutes or less. Supplemental written materials are welcome. Please hand the material to Mr. Gray, who is stated to the right of the podium, and he will deliver to the board secretary. We greatly value all comments from the public, but in order to adhere to board policy and accomplish the work already on the agenda, the board will not respond this evening. My hope, because there's probably a lot of duplicative comments, and if we can create all of the comments rather than having everybody say the exact same thing, I would certainly appreciate it in the interest of time. Also, the water is being shut off between 7 and 8. And therefore, we will take a break at 6:45. And the reason that's important because it's not good if we wait until 8 to take a break. So we will take a break at 6:45. Biological break. Okay. It's due to road construction right out here. Quick. This is
I just wanted to speak tonight and let the board know you've heard enough from myself and my husband, but I was disappointed in the effort that was made regarding reaching out to the community and announcing the community linkage meeting regarding video recording. I wasn't able to attend today. First of all, the meeting was at 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon, a time when most folks are still at work or picking up children from school or going to after-school activities. While the board did post the board call on T20 website, which is right here, you did so only 3 days before the meeting when you knew about it 13 days ahead of time. Also, the board call didn't state what the meeting was regarding. It doesn't say anything about video recording. It just says community linkage meeting. A D20 alert was not sent out. Ms. Van Vader at the last meeting suggested that you all send out a D20 alert, which was a great idea, but it never happened. The meeting was not posted in the upcoming events on the ASD20 homepage where you list the events for the week. For September 1st, there's 3 events. That one's not on the list, so it wasn't posted there either. It was not announced at back to school night. You had a captive audience, an opportunity to reach a lot of folks, and it wasn't announced. Dr. Hatchell did find the time to promote the bond, but nothing was said about the community linkage meeting that was known about the night of all the back to school nights. I'm sure the board's going to say that you invited members of the DAC and the Parent Sounding Board. However, those folks are very engaged in their school community and would likely feel that video recording isn't probably necessary because they probably feel that they're already well informed. Having the meeting mentioned in the Gazette article is not the same as announcing the meeting. A parent even told me that Mr. Street stated that it was sent to the Black Forest News. I spoke with Cindy, the owner of the Black Forest News today, and she said nobody from the school district ever contacted her or posted anything in the newspaper. So I just wanted to say that I'm very disappointed that the announcement occurred in this manner. I'm sure you had a very poor turnout today, and I can only hope that you all do the right thing tonight and vote for recording and posting your video meetings. Thanks.
Mrs. Cortez.
Next, we have Mr. David Kelly.
Thank you. I'm going to hold the mic down this time. Last time I was too short for it, I believe. Anyhow, I'm back again. You can imagine what I want to talk about, but first I want to say that one of the reasons I moved into the school district 28 years ago is because it was an excellent school district, and everybody knows it's an awesome, excellent school district. The bond issue, which is going to be on the ballot, yes, is something that the semantics we play is not a tax increase, but $230 million new dollars of debt that we have to service, in my humble opinion, is a tax increase. No different than someone saying, here's your new car, you just made 5 years of payments on it, and now we're going to add a few new bells and whistles, new tires, what have you, we're going to give you another 5 years of payments. So that's kind of where the game of semantics. So the wording, Linda, is, to me, and I understand it's not a tax increase, my tax bill won't go up, but it will continue to be there for me as we service this new $230 million of debt. I'm sorry Larry's not here because I think I upset him a little bit last time when I told him that taxation was theft. So for the record, I want to give an example of such. I pay off my house completely, I have the deed in my hands, and if I miss 2 years of paying property taxes, guess what happens? My property is seized, goes to a tax lien auction, and I potentially can lose that property. Therefore, in my humble opinion, taxation is theft, because that's my private property. Now, I know you guys can't change anything with that. That's a private property and taxation issue the state of Colorado needs to change so that people can really own their own property and not face such things, and that's why I call it that. And lastly, Mike SD with the videotape in here, I was impressed. It gave me an opportunity to go to his website and view some of those minutes. I got to actually hear what Larry did say about my comments and what Linda had said, you know, regarding the bond. And I thought, well, this is nice because I can watch this at my leisure versus spending several hours here. So I would greatly appreciate if the school district and the board here would approve such videotaping. That would be great. So I thank you all.
Next, we have Mr. Scott Bell.
Good afternoon. My name is Scott Bell, and I am the husband of Jackie Bell, who you've heard from many times. And while she is here at this session, I wanted to give her and you all a break and address the board myself. Sorry, honey. I want to comment on the upcoming election, and more specifically, the bond. I was excited to see the board is moving forward with the bond, as our existing schools are in dire need of upgrades and improvements. While I do not support the need for additional schools, especially at the high school level, I do understand and can see daily the need for growth in the district. But I want to emphasize the need for upgrades and improvements of our current schools as the biggest need. That being said, as happy as I was to read that the bond would be put to a vote, imagine my disappointment on the lack of a detailed priority list of items the money will be spent on. The list that was linked to the email was very generic. As my wife has pointed out many times, there is a desperate need for more water space for our swim teams in this district. Many times, we have heard that if the bond passes, a pool will be added to Pine Creek. I did not read anything about a pool on the list of items the bond was to cover. I am asking that the board do the right thing by developing a priority list, including a pool that was promised, and make this readily available to the voter. Let me reiterate, I am in support of the bond. However, without a detailed priority list, I cannot and will not support the bond in the upcoming election. So I'm asking the board to advise me within 48 hours of the status of a project priority list. You can find my personal cell phone on the sign-in sheet. I ask that you not be a politician and tell me what I want to hear to get my vote. I ask you all to be people of honor and integrity and do what you have been telling us that you will do and assist the people and, more importantly, the students of our district that you have been elected and appointed to support. Thank you.
Next, we have Mr. Mike Esty.
Hello, I'm Mike Esty, and I just want to reiterate a couple of points that we covered at the linkage meeting that I did attend earlier. There were a couple of points that I wanted to bring up, and it seemed that a lot of the objection to doing the video recording has been the cost. And as of last week, we did video record the meeting. We did post it on the website, and we had over 250 hits. I had probably about 20 emails, most of them being positive that, you know, it was viewable and people could see it, but we did have a negative aspect on a couple of the emails that it was not very clear, you know, zoomed in, and the audio was bad. But that's what you get when you're kind of pushed back to the back corner. But on the cost, I wanted to hit on that because of the comments. I thought, what is the solution to this? And I've been digging into this for the last couple of weeks. And by coming up with a security camera type system that has 4 cameras, stationary cameras, you basically could have 2 cameras on the board, 1 on the podium here, and 1 up on the video display. And the video display was one of the comments because as somebody's giving a presentation, a lot of times you're jumping around within the Excel sheets or PowerPoints, and it's hard to follow if you can't see that. And so it's a very simplistic system. I also stated at the meeting that in my history, you know, I built a company that we probably did over 2 million installs on houses with video, audio surveillance, and cable systems. And I'm willing to volunteer my time to meet with facilities, the IT department, and work with them to set something like that up. And it really comes down to cost. So what's the cost? On a surveillance system in high def with a 1 terabyte system with an audio input, you're talking $400. It's $399 at Best Buy. You know, you can get the extended warranty. Anyway, the cost here is so negligible. And again, I'm volunteering my time to come in and work with them, set it up, and make it a very simple system where you go at the beginning, you basically hit the record, at the end you terminate, you know, hit the stop, and it's very easy to post. It took us a couple hours initially because we really didn't know what we were doing, but I think that with Board Docs all set up as the software, we're talking about a very inexpensive system. And with stationary cameras, a lot of the other things that we discussed in previous meetings, it's kind of null and void. Anyway, I look forward to the vote tonight, so I know in what direction my time and efforts can be utilized. Thank you.
Next, we have Mr. Greg Sundgaard.
Good evening. My first chance doing this. You wanted military alphabet phonetically. Sierra Uniform November Delta Golf Alpha Alpha Romeo Delta.
Sierra Uniform November Delta Golf Alpha Alpha Romeo Delta.
Yes, sir. Well, it's my first chance having first opportunity to have a chance to address the board, so I just wanted to say thank you for that. I also wanted to say thank you for having the guts to stand up and be counted and be part of the leadership of our community. That's not an easy task, and we're lucky to have people like you that are willing to do that for us. We really are proud to be part of District 20. We think it's one of the best districts in the state, without question. I'm a big fan of Teddy Roosevelt's Man in the Arena speech. I guess I get to be the man in the arena tonight. I'm pitch hitting for my friend Mark Hesse, who's our new Boosters president at the DCC, but he broke his hand about a half an hour ago. So I wasn't prepared to speak, but I'll give it a run. I'm here to discuss the proposed bond allocation. Really, it's a concern here for Discovery Canyon. I have a number of other friends from Discovery Canyon that are also going to be following me to address the proposed allocation and some of the inequities that we see in it. I think that what we're looking at is a situation as it's laid out currently, where the rich are getting richer, and there are a number of inequities at our school specifically that have been long-standing and that need to be addressed. I spent the last 4 years as the president of the Boosters at DCC. I'm a firm believer that there's a lot to be learned at school, outside the classroom. Our job as parents, leaders, administrators, educators is to make citizens, right? And make well-rounded citizens. And a lot of the lessons, the life lessons that you learn, you pick up when you're at school, come from these extracurricular activities, and athletics in particular. Being part of a team, learning the value of hard work, being part of something bigger than yourself, learning how to win with grace, learning how to lose with honor and dignity. These are lessons that go a long way in life. I would argue just as much or more so than the technical aspects of classroom learning. As the Boosters president, I quickly learned that there are a number of inequities as it relates to the poor state of affairs at our school relative to the infrastructure to support athletics in particular. I wasn't here when the school was built. I was a Coast Guard officer. We were moving all over the place. I appreciate the vision that went into it. But what we were left with, I'd be happy to walk you around and show you the really sweet pendulum that we have hanging outside of our library, the Fibonacci sequence that's embedded in the the concrete, the little tunnel that the elementary school kids get to walk through, the representation of the solar system that goes up the sidewalk, up the hill towards our back gate, the canyon that we have. Those are all kind of neat things, but they were expensive things, and they were built, as we understand it, they became very expensive, and other things kind of got set aside in order to support that vision. For example, our gym is several thousand square feet smaller than any other high school gym in the district. We don't have the ability to reconfigure it like some of the bigger gyms can for multiple use. We don't have an auxiliary gym available to us. Coach Dupree is going to talk about some of the challenges trying to coach an indoor sport without an auxiliary gym. I believe we're the only school in the district without access to a turf field, either at our own school or at a feeder school. I believe we're the only high school with 4 tennis courts. The others have 6 or 8, and most recognize you need at least 7 to host a tournament. Only high school without bleachers at our high school, I believe. We're the only one without concession stands with utilities and electrical. These are just some of the examples. What's that? I'm only halfway through. So these, yeah, and I appreciate that. So these are some of the athletic inequities. We're also short on some of the music and theater inequities. The state only support about 20 actors to go to schools, in the district they'll support up to 50, so our kids lose opportunities to perform. No orchestra pit, no marching band. Brings us all the way around to the bond allotment, and what we see is big ticket items jumping off the page for schools that already have all of these infrastructure elements in place, and now we're getting ready to put another jewel in the crown, if you will, while we're still trying to build a foundation at PCC. I'm here as a concerned parent to ask you to please revisit the proposed allocation of the bond, and my colleagues and friends are going to follow up with some more details on that. Thank you very much for your time.
Next we have Tara Clausen.
Start your name for me, please. You don't have to use alphabet.
C-A-R-A, last name Clausen, C-L-A-W-S-O-N. Tell me what my 3 minutes is. Thank you. Good evening. My name is Tara Clausen, and I am a mother of 6 children that attend Discovery Canyon campus. I have 2 in every level, from kindergarten all the way through 11th grade. And on behalf of the DCC community, and there's quite a few of us here this evening, we're here tonight to call your attention to the project list on behalf of the bond measure, excuse me. Upon much review, we are very concerned, frustrated, upset, and deeply confused about the inequity of distribution of bond funds. You may have already seen this chart, and this is updated. It basically outlays the high school amenities that are at Discovery Canyon, as well as other high schools within the district. And we request that you review this, and others will be talking about some of the specifics in greater detail. And maybe some of you are just wondering why you're just now hearing from the DCC community. And it's really simple. We were very unaware of the special work sessions that were taking place this summer. Aside from the district email that went out last Thursday stating that the board moves forward with the bond, the last district communication relating anything to the Growth and Capital Needs Committee or the bond measure was on April 26th, and that was to invite people to the public forum. We are just trying as a community to understand why something of a $230 million magnitude was not publicly announced. We request and we invite more district communication. I'm very familiar with the hard work and the time and energy that went into the Growth and Capital Needs Committee. I myself was a member of the School Site Improvement Committee for the elementary. I know how much work went into that. I appreciate all the time and energy. And I also know the lengthy process by which those committees made recommendations according to the charge that they were given. I appreciate the final thoughts from May 10th in that Growth and Capital Needs report, where members were asked what needs to be sustained and what needs to be improved. Many people stated that work needs to be done to bring all schools up to a defined level of adequacy, as well as improve existing facilities. We are here as a community tonight to ask, does this allocation of funding help bring DCC up to an improved level of adequacy or improve our existing facilities? I think you know that our community has suffered great loss. We had a lot of tragedy last year. We had a lot of unexplainable things that the community is still trying to make sense of, and those children are searching for a reason to feel happy, to have school pride. And we are encouraging you and asking you to please go back to the drawing board and reallocate funds in a more equitable way for Discovery Canyon. Think of those kids. Think of what they've sustained from us. More importantly, children in the state that they were not shown.
Next, we have Melissa McCarthy.
Thank you. I'm here tonight in regards to the bond allocations. I'm a DCC parent with kids 6th, 3rd, kindergarten, and preschool. We plan on staying at DCC until all of our children have graduated. As a parent who wants the best for my children and hope that they have every fair advantage, you can understand my concerns coming up. Discovery Canyon has 3 separate campuses, although most people lump them into one school. They have different needs at each level. When considering the allocations, DCC was lumped into one campus, we believe, and received around $6 million for classrooms and a parking lot for all 3 schools. There are a lack of classrooms. At middle school and high school, as far as we know, 5 teachers at each level are teaching off of carts because they do not have a classroom. And as far as elementary goes, people who live and pay taxes in our neighborhood are forced to bus their children to other schools because there's no room in our neighborhood elementary school. Reading some minutes from previous board meetings, I came across a statement that indicated that DCC was designed to be a smaller school, which in reality it is being utilized at its capacity or over, and the capital growth report shows even more growth in the years to come. DCC is in need of more than 10 classrooms which have been allocated. DCC is lacking all athletic amenities that the other high schools in the district already have. The board has allocated money from the bond to improve the already existing amenities at these other high schools. The DCC community feels that our kids should be given the same amenities for allocations before allocations are given to other schools to upgrade what they already have. I'm here tonight asking for a consideration of reallocation of funds to DCC. Many of us in the DCC community are aware of what's going on now. In this last few days, it's been spread around, and as you can see, we have a lot of people here, and a lot of people could not make it, but they support what we're doing. We'll have a hard time voting for this bond measure to go through if we feel that allocations don't reflect our needs. Thank you.
Next, we have Suzanne Draper.
Good evening. My name is Suzanne Draper, and I'm a mother of 2 currently high school DCC students. I also have 2 alumni who have graduated. I love DCC. And it's so much that I let my husband assist coach on the football team, meaning we don't see him much this time of year. Anyway, my concern tonight is the lack of facilities at the football area of the high school. Specifically, we have no turf field. We are the only high school that doesn't have access to a turf field. 2 middle schools in our district actually have turf fields, and we yet have one to use. The reason this poses an issue is, one of the reasons is in the summer, our teams cannot meet or practice or host any events like 7-on-7 scrimmages because the field has to be reseeded.